Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Flex Friday workout today. Let's get right to the warm-up. Start with a single 600-meter jog. If you cannot jog physically, then I want you to just do 3 minutes of your choice warm-up pace cardio, and then get back together with the group for the remainder of the warm-up. The next movement is going to be using a mini band, which is the one thing I forgot in my setup here. So you're gonna have a mini band on your hands, somewhere in your grip, right? And a place that you can hold it and pull it and push it without the other hand moving. So we're gonna start in our down dog or our push-up position, and we're gonna go from the scap push-up to the full push-up to a mini band row on each arm, and that is 1 rep. And then I'm gonna do the scap push-up, a full push-up, and don't worry about setting up a push-up station for this. If you need assistance on the push-up, go down as one unit and then use your knees to pop back up. And then you can use a little wider stance on this if you want to, but pull to your armpit with the other hand, okay? And that is our little sequence for the mini band and warming up the shoulders and the pushing muscles in the shoulders, okay? Next one, 20-second active monkey hang with leg raises. So however many reps you get is not a concern here. And if you want to use knee raise, that's fine. If you can do a leg raise, that's fine. Keep the other leg totally straight when you do that, and maximize the angle between your femurs when you do that active hanging leg raise, okay? Next one, Spider-Man plus twist up. So going into our Spider-Man, reach that elbow down towards the floor, then with the foot that is opposite the hand, I want you to twist towards that knee that's forward, and then back elbow towards the ground. Twist towards the knee that's forward, and then back elbow towards the ground. A lot of times I see people twisting this way, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a really awkward twisting motion, and twisting towards the knee that's forward exaggerates the stretch on that glute, on that leg that's forward. Last thing, just a little bit of bouncing, right? So 5 reps of a frog hop. Try to keep your posture as upright as possible as you reach down and touch the ground with your fingertips, and then jump. And however high you can pull your knees while still remaining in control of the landing is how high I want you to go. So some people, if you can't jump that high, then only pull your legs a little bit. Make sure it's a soft landing every time, okay? Next, we're gonna set up a whole bunch of equipment centered around the bench press. So I have my bench press set up. I want a place to hang set up. So I'll just go through these in order and discuss the setup of each item as we go there. You will need a kettlebell, a band, and at least 1 dumbbell, probably 2 dumbbells for this one lighter one and 1 heavier one. So the weight for today is not gonna be super heavy because we're working on our tempo for the bench press. So we'll be in the like 55 to 60%, but we're doing pauses, right? So pausing with the bar touching your chest, complete dead stop, no bouncing off of your sternum or your rib cage, and then pressing back up. So think control on the way down, stop, don't release tension, and then drive up hard, okay? That is our bench press. And from there, we go to our Flex Friday accessory lifts. So the first one is a flexed arm hang. So this would be the midpoint of the pull-up. So if you can do a strict pull-up with getting your chin all the way over the bar, I want you to try to go to that 90-degree position, and we're just holding as long as you can in that flexed arm position. So it should be elbows at 90 degrees, and I'm vibrating with effort, right? It's really tough. I try to get to where I can hold for at least 15 seconds, right? But I'm going for max duration every time, so it's totally fine if the duration changes. I would imagine it'll get shorter as you go through the workout. If you cannot do a strict pull-up, then I want you to set up a lower bar, right? So I can still get that flexed arm position with my feet on the ground, and then I'm just gonna slowly roll to my tippy toes, and then pick 1 foot up off the ground, and then make the other foot as light as possible, right? And hold that, in a resistance that allows me to get tension on my arms for 15 seconds at minimum, okay? And you can vary that a little bit if you need to change the resistance on it or change the height of it. But the key thing there is elbows at 90 degrees, and we're going for max duration until you cannot hold that position any longer, okay? Next one is a little bit of a core hip flexibility and hip flexor strength exercise. So we're gonna be in a portion of the Turkish get-up, and we're focusing on the part of the Turkish get-up that is the hardest to do, which is the bridge to the half kneeling position, right? So we'll start off with the kettlebell in the overhead position, and then the movement begins when I get to my bridge, right? So I would like for my leg that is bent, I'd like that thigh to be parallel to the ground. So I don't want to be down here with that thigh not parallel. So get the hips up. This is our bridge position. And then we're dragging the knee through, kettlebell and the arm stay in exactly the same place. And now I'm in my half kneeling position. And then I'm going to kick back through to my bridge, hips up high, and then slide back to my kneeling position. And I would like for you to do this with a kettlebell that is heavier than you would dare do a Turkish get up with, right? So some of you guys need to be grabbing the red ones, right? And ladies, you need to be grabbing the green ones in order to make this an effective exercise. But all the weight is supported by my hand that's on the ground, right? My top one is really just stabilizing it. And the movement occurs underneath, right? It is my hips, my glutes, my hip flexors, and my core is doing all the work there, okay? All right, so do that 4 reps on each side. That is our bridge to kneeling position. Next one, we'll have a couple dumbbell and band complexes. So I only have 1 dumbbell, but I would like for you to do the number of reps and make it challenging. So you'll probably have a little bit heavier weight on the pullover than you do on the overhead tricep extension, right? But overhead tricep extension, we're trying to think like my heels and my hands are touching the back of my head without the dumbbell smacking me in the back, and then straightening my arms out overhead, trying to point my elbows forward as I do this and not out to the sides like that. I want those elbows as tight together as I can get them, and that really targets the triceps a lot better, right? And then next one is our dumbbell pullover. So now I can just lay down on my bench, switch to my dumbbell pullover, dumbbell all the way over my head, ears through the arms, elbows straight, pull up over my body, abs nice and tight, shrug up tall, make those serratus anterior muscles go to work. All right, and then our last one is a complex of band curls and band rows, and both of these will be to failure, right? So failure I assess as like when I can no longer achieve the same range of motion. So I want you to keep the speed up, right? Do these relatively quickly, and when you can't get your arms up any further, then it's over. We bend down, grab a little tighter grip on the band, and now I'm rowing. And when I continue rowing until I can't get my wrists to touch my chest, and then the set is over, right? So however many reps you get of that, I would love for it to be in the 20s for both of those exercises, and let it decay into like the low teens by the end of the workout, since we're doing 4 rounds of this. If you need to, you can use separate bands, but you should be able to use the same band for the curls and the rows. Back to back like that, but you don't move your feet between the curls and the rows. You just go bend down, grab a little lower on the band, and go right into the rows. And that is it for Flex Friday. If you have any questions, make sure you send us a message, ask your coach, and enjoy this one. It should be fantastic arm, shoulder, and core workout. See you tomorrow.